wasn't getting a stable foam head like you see there now. So I had to restrict the silicone pipe that connects the pump to the skimmer with a cable tie. Nothing fancy here. Just restricted it enough to allow less flow into the skimmer. Air is just brought into the skimmer or to the pump via this air line here. I have it closed pretty much. I'll be able to hear the air itself being drawn in. It's pretty much well closed, only a small opening. To allow a bit less air to create the finer bubbles. Yeah, I think I have it tuned in pretty okay. Looks pretty good. Next, the water comes from here, flows through these baffles, so it comes down this baffle, down the bubble trap, back up and into the return pump chamber. In here just a few pieces of live rock, nothing much, just to use for fragging and just bits left over from the build. I also have just a couple of these I don't know what you call them really. They're just a man-made filter media, very porous, and yeah, just to aid a bit in the denitrification process. You can see all the tube worms that are growing on the glass. I don't mind them too much. Okay, so from here the water gets returned via the J-bow 6000, goes up this red silicone tubing and goes back to the display through this check valve and back up to the display. The check valve is covered in tape because it's a clear valve and the light from the refugium causes algae to grow inside it, so I just taped it off to stop the algae from growing inside. Some of the water is teed off from this 1 inch return to a 3/4 inch PVC pipe. On its way I teed off again with a DIY. I just basically drilled a hole in the pipe, glued in an RO fitting, some RO pipe with a valve, runs into this carbon reactor, and then the carbon reactor just flows back here. After past the carbon reactor feed, we have a ball valve which I use to adjust the flow into the refugium. The refugium flow is fed by the spray bar. It's just again PVC pipe with some holes drilled into it, and on it I have cable tied piece of plastic mesh for a DIY algae scrubber. This algae scrubber is running now for 2 months, maybe 3 months. It grows pretty good algae. You can see some starfish on it. They're just where I keep my starfish. Yeah, it grows green algae, red algae, a few different types of hair algae. It's lit by just this power compact right here on this side, and on this side I have a LED fixture that I got from my friend. He upgraded these lights and he just gave me this. It's actually just situated behind the tank itself, between the gap of the tank and the stand, so it fits right down there, and it lights this side. I don't know if you can see that now maybe, but there's good algae growth there as well. So yeah, water trickles down into the sump, into the refugium itself. I have some chaeto growing, but it's dying off. It's I believe this algae turf scrubber is doing a good job, so the Cheeto is struggling. In here I have a small power head just to keep a bit more flow in this refugium, because there's just a small trickle coming off the spray bar. In here just have a few pieces of live rock, shells, bits and bobs, one big piece of live rock, and several chocolate chip starfish that I use to feed my harlequin shrimp. I have a deep sandbed here. It's about 8 inches maybe. You'll see a line going across, a blue line. That's just a bit of mesh to help keep the deep sandbed anoxic, to stop burrowing critters going down. And at the very bottom there's a plenum which you cannot see. It was easy to make. I'm not sure whether it works or not, the plenum, or if a deep sandbed is just as effective, but it was easy to make and I made it, so I said I'd try it. Does the deep sandbed work? I'm sure it works a little bit, but it's nowhere near big enough, I think, to cope with the bioloy of the tank. I'm sure it does some denitrification, but to battle the nitrates, mostly I use the turf scrubber, the Cheeto, and I also dose vodka in this tank. After that, the water flows from the refugium back into the skimmer chamber, and it's on like a closed loop, you could call it, I guess, coming from the return back across, down, and back in again. For auto top off, I have a 5-gallon drum. Water is low at the moment, filled with fresh water and kalkwasser. It's fed into the sump by this small little 3-watt pump connected to a bit of RO PVC pipe, and that goes into this float valve. I just siliconed a bathroom tile. Sorry, it's a bit dirty, you can't see. I siliconed a bathroom tile to the side of the tank, drilled a hole in it, and attached the float valve. This pump is run on a timer, so it comes on maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times a day for 15 minutes. The idea of this is just to add a bit of redundancy in case the float valve ever fails. I don't dump loads of kalkwasser in at one time. So also I have a dosing pump, a marine color dosing pump, the cheap dosing pump. It works well now, but I had trouble at the start. You see the pump heads, they're attached to the pump housing with super glue. I had to do this because when I first got the pump, anytime the pumps would turn on, the pump heads would just pop off. So it works well now, but if I have to change these, I think I might be in trouble. Yeah, one of these containers contain calcium and alkalinity, and there's my vodka that's being dosed as well daily. And they're just fed into these pipes. These silicone tubing just feeds them into the return section. 3 of them there. There's the J-Bow controller out running full belt. Here are various plugs for heaters, pumps, and over this side as well. Heaters, pumps, lights. Okay, YouTube. Oh yes, the stand itself. The stand is an aluminium stand. It was when I ordered a tank, I ordered a stand as well. It was machine cut to my specifications. Very easy put together, very durable, very strong. Took maybe less than 2 hours to put together. With all these, these are rusted now, but if I show you these ones, maybe not so bad. Just with these nuts and bolts really to clip into the slot in the aluminium, and yeah, it's very easy to put together. Anything else I can show you? To cover this up in the daytime where I'm not videoing, I just have these wooden panels that I stuck some vinyl adhesive with a wood grain pattern on it, and they're just attached by some magnetic tape, so it just clicks in and it stays there. So I have 4 panels, 4 wooded panels, one that side, one this side, 2 the front, and the 2 back panels I actually screwed into the frame itself, and I painted it white just to keep a bit more light reflection in here to see what I'm doing. Yep, okay YouTube, I'll make another video soon detailing the display itself. Thanks for watching, bye bye.